retirement ever begins, it starts in your mind. Long before the last day of work, there's a period of imagining, planning, and sometimes worrying about what life will look like on the other side. Some people refer to this as the pre-retirement phase, and whether you realize it or not, you've likely already been in or through it. Hi, I'm Dr. Kathy Passion, host of the podcast Reinventing Retirement. Today I'm sharing information about the early phases of retirement, so you have the knowledge to help you prepare with confidence. The pre-retirement phase can last for years. It shows up in conversations like, when do you think you'll retire? Will we have enough money? What are we going to do all day? Some people approach this phase with excitement. They picture freedom, travel, more time with family, finally getting to do all the things they've put off. Others feel very different. Uncertainty, anxiety, even fear, because retirement isn't just a financial decision, it's a life transition. And one of the biggest unknowns is this: what happens when the structure of your life disappears? Work has likely shaped your days for decades. It told you when to wake up, where to go, who to interact with, what problems to solve. And even if you didn't love every minute of it, it gave your life a certain rhythm. So in the pre-retirement phase, there's often a tension between two realities: the desire for freedom and the need for structure. Here's what's interesting. Many people spend a great deal of time planning financially for retirement, but very little time planning emotionally. We ask ourselves, do we have enough saved? And there are so many resources out there to help us have peace of mind around our finances. But we don't always ask, what will give my life meaning when work is no longer at the center? That question doesn't always have an immediate answer. And that's okay. But people who think about it even a little tend to navigate the emotional, social, and structural aspects of the transition more smoothly. Then comes the moment, the last day of work. Traditionally, that means the retirement party, the congratulations, the celebration of a significant part of your life, and the awareness that something new is beginning. The next day you wake up and there you are in retirement. And at first it can feel like vacation, only better. No emails begging for your attention, no text messages urgently awaiting your response, and the best part, no end. This is your new life. There's a sense of relief, no alarms, no deadlines, no meetings. For the first time in a long time, your time feels like it truly belongs to you. And many people fill this period with activity. Travel, they've been postponing for years, projects around the house, time with grandchildren, lunches with friends, and for a while, it all feels wonderful. But here's where it gets more nuanced. Not everyone experiences this transition the same way. Some people have what is referred to as a honeymoon phase. They dive into retirement with energy and enthusiasm. Others have a partial honeymoon. They enjoy certain aspects, but something feels slightly off. And some people skip this phase almost entirely. They actually move quickly from retirement into uncertainty or even disappointment. Why the difference? It often comes back to expectations. If retirement is seen as an extended vacation, the honeymoon can feel like a reward. But if retirement arrives without a clear sense of purpose or direction, even the early days can feel a little unsteady. There's also something subtle happening during this phase. Even while you're enjoying the freedom, your identity is beginning to shift. You're no longer defined by your job. People stop asking, where do you work? Or what's your profession? And that change can take some getting used to. Another important piece is time. In the honeymoon phase, time can feel abundant, almost endless. At first, that feels like a gift, but over time, it can also feel unfamiliar. When every day is open, it requires a new kind of decision making. How do I want to spend my time now? That's not a question most of us have ever had to answer on a daily basis before retirement. So, what can you take away from the early phases of retirement? First, understand that what you feel before retirement matters. The thoughts, expectations, and even worries you have during the pre-retirement phase don't disappear. They come with you. So it's important to pay attention to them. Second, recognize that the honeymoon period, if you experience it, is real, but it's not permanent. And that's not a bad thing. It's simply one step in a longer process. Third, give yourself permission to not have it all figured out right away. There can be a lot of pressure, spoken or unspoken, to do retirement right, to be happy, to be fulfilled, to make the most of every moment. But retirement isn't a performance, it's an adjustment. And finally, begin to gently ask yourself a different kind of question. Not just, what do I want to do, but who do I want to be in this next chapter? Because that question will guide you through not just these early phases, but what comes next. In the next video, we'll talk about the other phases during which many people begin to feel that shift. The excitement settles, the questions get deeper, and that's where the real work of invention begins. For now, if you're somewhere between thinking about retirement or just stepping into it, know this: there is no single right way to experience these early stages, but understanding them, that can make all the difference. And that's what my podcast, Reinventing Retirement, is all about. Real people, real stories, and the courage to do something new at any stage of life. If today's video inspired you, please share it with someone who might need a little encouragement to take that next step. And remember, retirement isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a brand new chapter. If you'd like help figuring out your own next chapter, visit my website at myretirementpassion.com to learn more about one-on-one reinventing retirement chats. Thanks so much for joining me today.